What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rossie's Clubhouse. Happy New Year 2024. Guys, I told you, I'm bringing talent in 2024. A few weeks ago, we had our girl Hayla V come on. You guys check her out. This week, though, I have Jon Wiilde with me. You guys, Instagram, YouTube, you know him, okay? You know him. I'm just getting to know him, and I'm so happy that he took some time out to come on your girl's show and talk with us. Before he hits the road in February, right? You're going on tour.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Say hi to everyone.
What's up, everybody? Hello, hello.
So I want to. The first question is, who are you?
I'm Jon.
Who are you? Like you're amazing. Your music.
Oh, yeah, that's very kind.
When did you start? I mean,
I started playing bass. That was my first instrument when I was about 12 years old. I had some homies who wanted to start a band in like 6th grade. And so I had one buddy, he was like, I want to play guitar. And I was like, cool, I guess I'll play bass. And then my dad had played bass in college. And long story short, I asked for a bass for Christmas. Okay. And then that year, later that year, got a bass and started taking lessons. My bass teacher, who I met the day that we picked up my bass, he was blind. Okay. And so the first lesson we ever did was in the dark because he didn't know, and I was too socially awkward as a 12-year-old to like be like, is that rude to tell a blind guy that the lights are off? Like, I don't.
How do you do that?
How do you tell him?
Yeah. Like, did you tell him?
I found out later because I had him for a few years. Okay. I found out later, you just tell him. He's like, bro, how am I supposed to know?
Did you?
You know?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Really quick, it reminds me of do you like comedy? Do you watch?
Yeah.
Did anyone see Dave Chappelle's new?
I did just a couple days ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's funny.
The whole, now I'm going to talk about the disabled people, whatnot. And when he took that joke and was just making fun of all of that. Also, I wanted to bring that up because the dreamer, when he was talking about being a dreamer. What did you think about that? Because I myself, I'm definitely a dreamer, and I was like that as a kid, just very imaginative, and knew I wanted to do some type of acting or be in front of people, but always in my head. And I remember my sister would be like, stop daydreaming. It's time to go to school. Like, you a dreamer?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that for most people, maybe like the day-to-day reality and how like society is set up. Right. Kind of stifles that for a lot of people. You get into like your normal school rhythm, and then you get into a normal work rhythm. And there's nothing wrong with going to school. There's nothing wrong with going to work. But you start being told this is the way to be a productive, successful member of society and human being. And you're like, I don't think that life is that cookie cutter. Right. So if you can find your own way, and if you have people around you that help you do that, it's a blessing. Right.
Yeah. I remember watching one of your lives, and you were performing live, and you were talking about turning 27, and you're talking about being 30, and you didn't start touring or any of that until you turned 30, basically late in life. And so I like what you were talking about because it hit with me because I'm a late in lifer as well, did the regular thing, worked, kids, husband, always, did the acting, but at one point I had to make a choice, when the boys were really young, my agent was like, you have to choose if you want to do this or you want to be mom. And so I had a weekend to choose. And of course I chose, I'm going to be a mom. So I'm going to put this to the side and just stick with raising my boys, making sure they're good, giving them all that attention.
Also, like, real
know what I mean?
Do you still have that same agent?
No, I do not.
Okay,
no, I do not.
Because real quick, fuck that person, dude.
Right.
What a crazy thing to say to somebody.
I was in tears.
Crazy thing.
I was in tears when he told me that.
It's just also so not, you got to be a hungry. That's crazy.
Yes.
Fuck that guy,
and had
dude.
me come to the office as I'm signing my headshots. Yeah. And I'm sitting there doing my headshots and signing them and doing the resume. And he sits there with me and he tells me that.
What are you supposed to do? What do you want me to do with my kids? Put them back in?
Yeah, it's like I'm showing up to calls. I'm doing what I can do, but I do have a family.
Sure.
So I called him up the next day and I was like, I've made my decision. Yeah. and I'm going to choose my kids. Thank you very much for representing me, but I'm going to, I'm going to bow out.
Of course. How
I did that,
The idea is, if, and I'm not a parent, so feel free to correct me, but like you were gifted the most beautiful, wonderful thing in life, but I'm sure it comes with stresses and all the stuff.
Of course.
But that becomes the reason to excel. You know what I mean? It's different. You know what I mean? You're like, you just got the reason to take it that much. You were like, now you understand the value of time.
Absolutely.
And what to do with it. And how much fucking off you might, not you personally, but, you might have been doing beforehand,
Right.
Yeah.
It was the best decision that I made, and I can see it in my kids and their family and all that. But the point is that, so I didn't get back into acting until 2017. I'm like in my mid 40s at that point, and thinking that I can't do it. Yeah. I'm too old because...
You in your mid-40s? You look great.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was in my mid-40s. So I thought I'd go back at it and do it. And empty nester, the youngest one, had moved out and decided, I'm 17, so I'm going to go and do my thing.
Totally.
And got back into it. But growing up, you hear that. You hear that, for me, you need to go and get a normal 9 to 5. And John, I did. I tried to. Yeah. I tried to sit in a cubicle. It drove me freaking crazy.
Totally.
That's why I got into serving, because I can be around people. It was like going out at night,
alive.
Doing that.
Yeah.
The whole atmosphere. I can just be out at night on a Friday while I'm taking care of guests. I'm kind of enjoying myself because it's kind of like my night out.
Yeah.
For you, though, with your music and all, when you became professional, was it later? Was it when you said you turned 30?
So for me, what it was is I was lucky enough I started taking lessons somewhere when I was 15. And to fast track that, I then started becoming an assistant and interning at that place because it was a school of music, but also a studio.
Wow. Okay.
And then to go forward a little more, I ended up taking that place over. And then it became, I was running the studio and teaching lessons. And the lessons allowed me to be able to run the studio the other days of the week. And so I got to hone a craft for years and engineer and produce while still teaching all these instruments and kids and adults. And then from there, made over, I taught for like 8 years,
really?
7, 8 years, and was still doing stuff that whole time, making records. But, it was like a dojo for me.
Okay.
Being able to hone the craft. And then, over the last couple of years, take it more seriously. And it's been going. It's been going well.
Right.
Yeah.
So your music, I mean, I was telling Zach that back in the day, it was called neo soul. So neo soul, your D'Angelo's,
Love D'Angelo.
Okay. I'm happy that you know
Love
D'Angelo because listening to some of your music, you swear you're sitting in one of those little jazz clubs or whatnot.
Wow,
okay.
Really
and
kind.
I can hear D'Angelo on his guitar and the brown sugar. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So with some of your music, I'm sitting back and I'm like,
wow,
rewinding it. And I'm like, dude,
that's cool.
I don't think there's a neo rap. But he's like neo soul. How did you come with, did you always want to rap? Because you play instruments? How did you?
Now, the rapping is kind of funny to me because, I still, I don't consider myself a rapper.
Okay.
But, I'll be making records and that's just sometimes what the record calls for, it's a rhythmic thing. And you're like, that's what the song wants.
Okay.
As far as me as a vessel can tell,
Yeah.
So I guess I'll rap it if no one else is here to do it.
It's great. It's absolutely great. I've been looking at a lot of your music and the new one, Family Things.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that today on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
That is I love the song. It's beautiful. Your dad's good.
Yeah, he's whole family stoked about it.
Everyone,
he's doing great.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really love that song. Of course, Carry On. That's the first one that I start sharing. And then I watched the video. We were just in here watching videos. And Zach had mentioned one where it's a really cool video because you're just showing your feet. You're just showing your
Oh, the arms video.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one. That
Yeah.
where did that the inspiration for that song and video come up?
Yeah, I mean the song, that was kind of like the first song I had made that I remember like pressing play and having a moment of going like, oh, this feels like me.
Okay.
Because I had made so much stuff and I had focused on other people's projects. And I was still writing and making things, but it's a little bit of like a blessing and curse of, I don't know the right way to say this without sounding egotistical, but like being diverse musically is like you can play some instruments or make some beats and things can lean a little that way or this way. And sometimes it's hard to find yourself in the middle of all that.
Okay.
And Arms was like the first time I was like, oh, I feel like this is kind of me for whatever reason. And then making the video, my good friend and very talented video director, Mikey Rare, I kind of came to him and I was like, I want to make a video that's like really simple, but like kind of crazy, but I don't really know what it is just yet. And then I had this idea of like, so the song's called Arms. What if we just like told a story through legs?
Okay.
And he was like, I mean, I guess, bro. And then we started doing it. And I was like, I think this is kind of fucking cool because we storyboarded the whole thing and figured out all the twists and turns.
Okay.
And, you know, and also like your boy didn't have much of a budget, you know, me. So it was like, how do we do it for nothing? And yeah, I haven't watched that video in a while, but I love it. Yeah.
It's a great video.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. We have Bringing the Love. That's so beautiful.
Being in Love is Cool.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
Being in
okay.
Love is Cool.
Yeah.
Also, Hi More Often.
Yeah.
Which is the album that Carry On and
yeah, that's the EP that I dropped this past summer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, oh gosh, Not Another Summer Jam.
Mm-hmm.
The video.
Oh, that's fun.
You're hilarious.
I appreciate
your
it.
video for Carry On. Your video for what's the other one? Oh goodness, the one where you
Quit Your Job.
Quit Your Job.
Mm-hmm.
Quit Your Job. You're musically just talented, but your videos, do you come up with the concepts of your videos? I mean,
most of them it's usually like me and the director, whoever it is. We kind of bounce ideas around, and we find something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Music videos are a good time.
Yeah. Absolutely, and you got your the production's just really good. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been blessed to work with like some a homie like Mikey, who's incredible, and he's from Sacramento. He's from here. Okay. Another homie, Mitchell Harris, who did the Carry On video and the This Is War video, and he's awesome. Another homie named Cam, he killed. Yeah, so it's just been blessed to be able to be tapped in with some really talented people who are willing to do it for basically no money. You know, which is kind of what it is at this level.
You gotta love to create. You know?
You know.
Did you grow up here in Sacramento though?
Born and raised. Yeah.
Okay, so we were wondering about that. Yeah. Like, are you born and raised in Sacramento? So you play a lot of instruments, and I noticed that you're on stage with your bass guitar a lot. Being that you said you don't feel like you're like rap or you're just, how would you describe to people that don't know you, how would you describe your music?
I'd tell them to press play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there artists that, do you like rap music? I mean,
love
is it
it.
just,
Yeah, no,
what other genres of music? I mean,
I love it. I don't really think about it in terms of genres.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I just love so much music. I think most people are like that, you know? Like you might have a phase, right, growing up where like you're really into a scene or a thing, but especially nowadays, like I don't really know anybody who just like lives in one world of music, you know? And I think what feels good, you know? Like I love D'Angelo. Yes. I also love Blink-182.
Absolutely,
I don't see the two of them going on tour together anytime soon.
Right.
But I can love both of those things. You know what I mean? And same with so much stuff in between and outside of them, you know?
When you start touring, did you tour just in the U.S. or was it like just...
So this tour, was just in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just in the U.S. And... we started off in Detroit and worked our way down like the Midwest and East Coast and a little bit through the South and then back to L.A.
How is that? How was touring?
It was great. It was really fun. Yeah, good group of people, good crew. Shout out the homie Party Alone for bringing me along. Nice. And it was a blast. For me, I was doing the support slot on the tour. It was he was the headliner party, and I was doing the support slot as well as playing guitar and running playback for his set. So it was fun for me because I got to do 2 sets a night. I would do mine and then we would do his.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a blast.
How is it like when you go on tour? How is it going to like the different towns? Do you get love? Are like when you go to Detroit? Are you in certain parts of Detroit? Do you get love from everyone? I mean, how do you set up a tour and know that okay, I'm going here, I'm going?
Yeah, I mean, so for him being the headliner, that's kind of the priority of like you're picking markets that you feel like are the best. We feel like these cities are the best ones to hit.
Okay.
Which I had no part of figuring out for them. But the beauty of being a support act is, there were people that came out to every city that knew who I was or knew the music, but there was also so many people that didn't. Okay. And you get to play for people that have never heard of you or never heard your songs. And you get to have the chance to win them over. Right. Right. Or have the chance for the music to do that job. And that's really fun. I like getting out there and earning it, and just like sweating on people and just like, and then people would connect or they wouldn't. But overall, it felt, for me being, for this being my first tour, it really felt like, I'm meant to be here. Okay. This is working. Okay. The music works. Okay. And crazy marketing idea, but maybe if I just play songs in front of people, it'll work. Right. Right. Really groundbreaking stuff here.
Watching your shows, you get a lot of love. I mean, the venues that you're at, I was watching one today, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, this guy is just like, every live that I've seen him at, people are loving you. Their phones are out. I mean, do you write all your own?
I am the majority writer and producer of everything. But I've been lucky enough to collaborate and work with some really talented people and really talented homies. So it takes a village, but no one's going to care about your thing more than you.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Who did you love growing up as far as music, musically, as your favorite rappers, your favorite bands?
Yeah. There's a lot, Blink, just because I brought them up, Blink-182 was one for sure. And then I remember like in maybe like the 4th or 5th grade, getting a copy of like the documentary. Oh, it's just like kind of crazy for like a 9-year-old to get. But I just loved it. I just thought it was so cool. And I don't know why, I just fucking gravitated towards it. I just thought it was so fucking cool. Right. And that also went hand in hand with like Eminem and 50 Cent and all that. And it was like also like 50 Cent is, when I'm in, 6th grade is like the biggest thing on the planet. Yes. You know what I mean? Like that's like candy shop. Yes. It's like, I just thought it was so cool. So, I just thought it was, and I think I really liked it also too because, anything related to rock music, I could relate to my parents. Like my dad loved Zeppelin and my mom, both of them loved like the Beatles, and my mom loved like a lot of 70s pop music and Carole King and, Pablo Cruz. But like neither of them knew anything about like hip hop or rap music or anything. And it was like a whole new world to me as a child. I just thought it was like the coolest shit. Right. And I love drums. So drums go off. Yeah.
I remember being a kid and my brother was into hip hop. He loved rap. He loved a lot of East Coast rap music. Oh, cool. And so, but me and my sister, we grew up on that MTV. So we loved like the Police and we loved a lot of pop music. Yeah. And I remember my brother, as I got older, he would introduce me to different rap groups, because the first rap album I heard was Snoop Dogg when that came out. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, I really like the G-Funk era. And then I tell everyone, when Tupac first came out, I did not feel him. I did not like him.
It's crazy.
I could not stand that Tupacalypse now. I'm like, what is this? He's angry all the time. Then he comes out with I Get Around. And then I'm like, okay, That one, of course, commercially good. And then he dies. And then when he dies, all of a sudden, you know, I'm starting to, my brother's like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Next thing you know, I'm listening to everything and you realize, wow.
Yeah, man was prolific.
Wow, like this is the I Get Around guy. This is the Humpty Dance. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's backup dancer, you know, for, you know, Digital Underground. And then he's saying all this wonderful, talented, just stuff. And I started watching interviews and speeches. And so I moved on and just fell in love with hip hop and then other hip hop artists. I think when Erykah Badu came out with Love of My Life, and she's talking about when she first fell in love with hip hop.
That's cool.
Wasn't that? Do you know that you remember that song when she came out? Do you know Erykah Badu?
I do.
Okay.
I really love like Mama's Gun.
Yeah. Oh yes.
But off the top of my head, I don't know the song in my head off the top. So
that was
back.
It was a huge song at the time because it was for a movie that came out, and I think Common was in the movie. It was a really good movie. Can't think of it. I think it was Brown Sugar or something like that. Anyways, she had the track to the whole movie. But when Love of My Life came out, everyone thought she's talking about a boyfriend or whatever, and she's literally talking about hip hop and her love for hip hop and Common and all that.
Beautiful.
Who inspires you though?
A lot of people, a lot of stuff, you know, like just kind of, I feel like inspiration, not to sound corny, is all around us all the time. And it's really just you choosing to tap into it or not, you know? Like it's real easy, you know, like the sun is out every day. I know that sounds crazy. You're like hippie ass, barefoot, Jon Wiilde. Of course he says some nature shit, but it's true. Like there's grass and trees, and it's like, I know that those aren't people,
but still,
but it's everywhere. You know what I mean? And I'm like, there's plenty of, you know, celebrities and big figureheads and musicians and artists, all that, of course, but also like you can have a conversation with your, you know, parent, your uncle, your lover, and that conversation has a sentence in it or a phrase, and you're like, oh, that's a hook. Okay. I'm going to put that back here for a second. Okay. And maybe it pops out the next time I'm messing with some chords. Who knows, you know?
Because I was going to ask you about that. Like when you write or when you're creating, you know, is there a certain space? Because I talk to a lot of artists where some of them will be asleep and maybe wake up out of their sleep because they dreamt of a joke or they whatever, and they write it down, or some like, you know, on a Sunday, you know, and to sit and just chill. Do you have a particular way that you create, or is it just like you just said, you know?
It never comes out the same way. But over time I've gotten better at like collecting seeds of ideas, if you will. Like you'll start to like, I feel like my antenna to notice what I deem as the important or essence of a song, like the important part. And that might be a lyric line, that might be a chorus, that might be like a piece of music that feels like it's going to be the driving force of a song or record. Okay. And it's like, once I identify that, I feel much more comfortable about turning that into an entire song. Okay. And once I get that song there, then like, now we can make it a record. Okay. You know, and it's interesting maybe to break it down into all these separate steps, but sometimes it happens in a few hours, sometimes it happens in a few years. You know, like you never really know. But yeah, if I get a seed going, if I can notice that, I'll usually hustle to try to get as much of that into a song. Okay. Maybe not a full finished record, but a song as quickly as possible, because I want that door to stay open.
Do you have a favorite song of yours that it was just like, I love this song, I you know, do you have one? I love Carry On. I appreciate Carry it. On is hearing the full song and just, you know, what do you want to be when you grow? You know, I love that. And I feel like a song like that for people that create, or just people who don't know, you know, that beginning part when you start talking and what do you want to be when you grow up? It just, for me, it hits because it brings me back to when I was a child and, you know, what do I want to be, you know, when I grow up? So
that's cool.
That song just,
that's really cool.
I really love that song. Yeah. Touring. So you're getting ready to tour.
Yeah, we're going to do a quick run out in the East Coast.
Okay.
And yeah, it'll be just a few days. I think I'm playing like 4 shows.
Okay.
It'll be quick, and then we're back. It'll just be really fucking cold.
Have you? It is. Absolutely.
It's gonna be like Buffalo, New York.
Oh my gosh.
Early mid-February. It's gonna be cold.
I'm from the Northwest, and they just got snow, and I miss the snow. Yeah. I miss the freezing rain, and I hate that I bitched about it all the time. I missed it. Listen, California is great, and I love Northern California because it does remind me of Oregon, but that heat was something else when I got here. It was just,
crazy.
The worst. But what was great was around 6 or 7 o'clock at night, it cools off. So I'm like, okay, this is great, Sacramento. But I do miss the snow. Yeah. I do miss the freezing rain. I miss the rain. Sometimes I feel like I tell everyone I live in Mario sunshine. It's sunny here all the time. It's beautiful. And at first, when you come here from like the Northwest, it's like California, sun, taking pictures by the pool, whatever. Dude, 10 years in now.
It's hot.
It's just
hot and it's dry.
It's really dry. Yeah. And so I appreciate these days that we have had rain,
I'm such a big fan of the rain here.
Don't you love the rain?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, it don't ever rain here.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And, when it rains here, because we live by the trees where we live at, it's just a lot of trees and the birds. And it's like I open up the windows and I want to smell the fresh rain. But I do miss that. My kid called me last week and was like, let me show you something. I'm like, show me. Snow. And I'm like, I can't stand you. Yeah. I cannot stand you.
It's funny. I got some homies that they're from like Minneapolis.
Oh.
And they're like, we fucking hate the snow. And they live in like Los Angeles now. And they're like, we fucking hate it. I'm like, oh, dude, don't you miss it? And they're like, fuck, nah, dude, this snow sucks.
My best friend is from Detroit. And we were just hanging out last night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, it's snowing in Portland. I miss the snow. She's like, really? I said, yeah. She's like, how deep? I'm like, it gets deep. She's like, have you ever been to Detroit? And no, I've never had a Detroit.
Northwest
I've never had.
Is different than.
Never had it. Never. She's like, it's totally different. She's like, your snow that you had is not the snow that we have up in Detroit. It is not the same.
Yeah. Where like snows 6 months out of the year.
Yes. Yeah. I think I would like that though.
I like the idea of having a snowy at least couple of months, and the reason being is I again like the idea that the world is maybe telling you to like slow down. Right. This is the time to like you can't really go anywhere. So get back inside. Mm-hmm. It's cool. Mm-hmm. That's it. Versus like if you spend some time in LA, which LA can be a wonderful place. Okay. And can be so productive, and there's so much talent and creativity and sunshine and the beach and all these great things, all the things people know LA for. But it's also like a high stress city in a way. It's a lot of stimulation. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of people. It's very high frequency. No disrespect towards it, but it's just people are getting things done every day, which is wonderful. Right. But like with that comes things are moving all the time, and that can be sometimes you just need to sit down, let the snow fall.
And see that's what that's what I used to love, because on those snow days, like you said, you can't go out, can't do anything, So it was a day that we as a family could get together and we can sit around the fire, and the kids have to stay inside because it's too cold. They played outside. I miss those moments. I love those moments.
And that's like, you're a parent, like that's life.
That's everything.
That's the important part.
Yes.
And if people do all these crazy things just to come back to realize like that's the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah. And it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So when you have a kid with your girl and that happens once they
she
hit
ain't
the
moving
toddler,
to the snow.
She ain't moving to the snow. She ain't trying to do that. So she likes to.
She won't go outside if it's under 60 degrees, dude. Yeah, no way.
Really? Oh my gosh. I
can dream, but it ain't happening.
Wow.
And I love her more than the idea of snow.
She could, y'all could do, Anyways, time goes by.
Oh, I've thought about it. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm like, a little winter cottage cabin. Ain't gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. Dude, listen, we've been here for 10 years. My husband's born and raised in the Northwest.
Oh, okay.
You swear he's from California.
Got it. Okay.
It gets 50 degrees out, and he's like, it's freaking freezing out there.
Totally.
What?
Yeah, I'm with
We're
you.
from the Northwest. You worked in the freezing rain.
Barbecue weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to barbecue in the snow.
That's what I'm saying.
We used to barbecue, and it was beautiful. Yes.
You're like, you're not going to not barbecue for months.
You're going to barbecue in the snow, in the rain. You're barbecuing. You're doing that. Did you come from a big family?
No, I mean, in a way, but like my immediate family isn't, right? It's just my parents, me, and my sister. But then, both my parents came from like baby boomer era. So like my dad is one of 5. My mom is one of 4.
Right.
So like there's a good amount of cousins,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that way, extended, yes.
Okay. Are you family oriented though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I was over at my parents yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do to wind down? Like, what do you do to have fun when you're not making music? I know music is fun and whatever, but what do you do?
It's funny. I mean, like my regular day is pretty much like home. I go to the gym, maybe. I go to the studio. I go back home.
Okay.
I go back to the studio. I go back home. And all of that is like within like a 2-mile radius.
Okay.
And I love it. It's great.
Okay.
Like I like making records and
right.
I love excuse me. I love nature and I like exercise and that's cool.
Okay.
And making records and hanging with my girl. Like I'm pretty simple. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
If I'm not out. And plus growing up like a kind of quiet kid, this is a lot, you know, and I love the arts because it allowed me, it gave me confidence.
Wonderful.
I didn't like public speaking, but as a kid, I would try out for poetry contests because I love poetry.
Yeah.
So I would do that. I would do spelling bees to try to get out of my comfort zone.
Great.
But who I am really, I'm a very quiet person.
Mm-hmm.
I love family.
Yeah.
I'm a super gamer. I love games.
Cool.
That escape from the world.
Sure.
So much is going on. So I can go home, put on like Elder Scrolls and be in a whole different world and play for hours and enjoy myself when I have a chance.
That's cool.
If I'm not doing that, do you like artwork? Do you like to draw?
I'm not much of a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all in like records or things attached to records.
Okay.
Like, it's like if it's doing cover art or videos or visuals,
nice, okay.
It's pretty much all attached to it. So music really was that. But I I like looking at stuff. I like going to museums.
Okay.
I like seeing architecture. I love movies. Who doesn't?
Favorite movie? Are you action? Are you drama? Or is it just?
I mean, if it's good, it's good. Like the top. This is where I'm at. Is like 2 movies that come to mind. One maybe I could claim as is a favorite, but I don't know. The two movies that come to mind, but I'm not gonna claim either are my like number one.
Okay.
Is A Clockwork Orange.
Oh my gosh.
Which is like cool, but also like a super fucked up movie.
Yeah.
The other one that comes to mind is Good Burger. And
really? Are you really?
That's what I'm saying. Those are pretty different.
Wow.
Those are pretty different. But like, I love them both. You know what I'm saying? Like
Burger.
Yeah. I mean, like Clockwork Orange is great and artistic and fucked up and cool, but like Good Burger is like, Kel, what are you doing in the milkshake machine? It's stupid, dude. So
freaking Keen and Kel.
Classic.
Absolutely. It absolutely is classic. My son loved that movie.
Yeah.
I love horror films.
Oh, cool.
I love horror films.
Yeah.
I just watched it was called Hell House.
Okay.
Hell House, LLC or something. Anyways, there's like a whole bunch of them. I didn't even know. I watched it the other night. Listen, I love horror films and I don't get scared. I don't you can't do that to me. I don't jump scares does not get me. No, this film had me scared. Like really.
Yeah.
It really got me. I was anxious during the movie. Cool. The jump scares were scary because it was one of those paranormal films where you have these people go into the house, they're recording.
That first Paranormal Activity got me.
Oh my, I swear to
theaters.
You. Yes.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I swear to you, that shit was real. I was like, no, it's real.
That shit
it's real.
got me.
It is not a movie.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, but that first one was crazy. That first one was go into the crib and the baby, and then you see the baby being picked up. I mean, those films, and then
so good.
because of that, everyone else started to make films like that. And so that's Hell House. It's kind of from that perspective of they have a camera, they're going to a house because they heard that the Carmichael family, they died in this house. And it's linked to like a hotel where there was like a cult there. And it was just clowns. Clowns, these weird clowns that looked human. It was a crazy film. Totally, totally good. I love movies. I'm a big movie buff. I review movies as well. So on another podcast.
That's dope.
So that's how much I love films. Cool. I'm actually going to be doing. Have you guys seen They Clone Tyrone?
I heard it was good.
Okay, did you? Okay,
I haven't watched it.
Okay, I have to watch it tomorrow.
Not to influence your thing.
No, right.
But yeah,
I haven't watched it yet. Okay. I was hoping that it was going to be good. I love Jamie Foxx, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow and see how it is. Okay. And I'm gonna review that on Wednesday and do it with a friend. So let's talk about your music again. Let's let everyone know, guys. This is Jon Wiilde. He's going to be going on a tour on the East Coast in February. He has albums, Family Thing. What is it? Being in Love is Cool. High More Than Often. I really love that song, guys. Everything is in the description of the video. You can link up to his social media, and from there, he's on all streaming platforms. Check him out. Things that are coming up, please.
I'm dropping a song. When does this come out?
We'll have this out in 2 weeks. It'll be out on a Monday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yes. I'm putting out a song February 2nd that I haven't announced yet, but by then I will. But I'm putting out a song February 2nd called Go Figure. Okay. It'll be my first release of the year. Awesome. I'm really excited about it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. I got a game plan for this year, and I feel really good about it. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Really? Are we gonna do a lot this year?
I can't
wait to see.
I got records in the stash ready to go. Okay. And foot on the gas.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
And you said 2023, guys, 2023 was, you're all over the place in 2023. I mean, you did so much. Would you say that was a good year for you?
Oh yeah, it was a great year. Yeah. Right. And it was, and it felt like it was a really good start. And I still feel like I'm starting. It's crazy. But yeah, it was, I feel like a lot happened, and I didn't realize till the end of the year that all this stuff had happened in a year. Okay. And it feels like I get to take what I learned from that year and apply it to this one on how to move forward. Nice. And it feels like the family got stronger, the friendships got stronger, the fan base around and the community around the music got stronger. So no reason to slow down.
Right.
You know.
Okay, so I ask everyone that comes on the show just this same question. Is there a difference to you from Bay Area music and Sacramento?
100%.
Tell me, what are your thoughts on it?
It's just different places. I mean, the first answer in my head just goes like, Mozzie's not from the Bay. I would just say that. I mean, it's just different. It's got to be. Sacramento's its own place, its own thing. Right. And we also have like everything from Deftones and Cake. Right. And I mean, there's a lot of talented people in the city, you know? And I think that like right now feels like a very exciting time musically for the city, as well as kind of everything else. I think people are starting to notice our food. I think the Kings are doing really well, and that's leading the whole city. I don't give a fuck. It's leading everything. And people are going to take notice. And if they don't, that's cool. We got each other.
Right. We absolutely do. We have a wonderful community here. Yeah. Everyone comes together, try to help each other. Like if there's a film being done and someone needs extras, you go and jump on that project. I mean,
dude, I don't even know.
You do that.
The I don't know the right wording for this. The highest grossing movie directed by a woman.
Yes.
Female director, whatever the proper way of saying that is, came from Sacramento.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I forgot movies. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Right.
So
Sacramento, there's since I've gotten into the community in 2017, it's grown so much. Like you said, the biggest movie that came out of Sacramento, and there's a lot of other movies because they're filming a lot of movies up here in Sacramento. And what's great about it is everyone thinks when you get into acting or music or whatever, you got to go south. You got to go to LA. You don't have to anymore. No. You can stay here and commute and go and do a shoot in LA and come back and live in the NorCal. So I have to say that there's so much from comedians, and I've discovered that by doing this show. I mean, I didn't realize I'd have such a pool of talent that I can reach out to that's here in Sacramento. So yeah, we have a lot going on, and I am so thankful that I discovered you and that you came on to our podcast, Rossie's Clubhouse. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Parting words, shout outs, anything you want to say, please. This is your camera.
I'm Jon Wiilde, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm real excited for this year. Let's go.
Let's go. Absolutely. Guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful, like I said, a 2023 into 2024. Hope your holidays were great. This is Jon Wiilde. He's here joining Rossie's Clubhouse. I have great talent that's going to come through in another week or so. And 2024, let's go. Also, you guys can check me out on Movie Lovers Unite on Wednesday nights and Rossie Talks as well, where I do some movie reviews and also bring on talent from Sacramento and reach out in the world and bring them on and bring them to you. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in, and just to let you know, this is your home. Anytime you want to come here, if you have a project, whatever.
Thank you.
Let me know. Lil Six come through twice, and we're going to get Yums Awkward back in here as well.
Let's go. Shout out Yums.
Zay the Prophet, going to have him come back in here as well because everyone's doing big things.
Let's go.
So this is home. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.